First race of the day. Basically, they had a real close call with Australia. I don't think Australia quite saw us. They just managed to get the board on the lock. And then at the top of the course, we actually had an issue with the starboard rudder. We got a bit of plastic on the rudder, which really slowed us down. So that was a tough race, that first race. And it was a bit of a reset after that, to get ready for race 2. Race 2, in the lineup, we were fairly confident, but we had a slight issue in the setup tack. So we were off the back a little bit on the start. But again, we had a good first run. It's something we've been working on quite hard. We had a pretty tight incident with France. They were on port, we were on starboard. They jibed ahead of us, but they had a little bit of a slide, and we managed to get through them, took the second place. Nice comeback after race 1. Race 3, that was probably the highlight of the day. The start strategy, they kind of stuck to that. It was tight, the whole fleet were tight, and that first jibe was a real big moment in that sea state. They managed to pull that off, and it was kind of clinical job. It was good to watch that race. Good speed, good boat handling, and solid tactics. Second day, it was a tricky day for us. We got out, and we knew it was going to be a light, very wavy day. We were struggling upwind, and you really saw that in race 1. We actually got out at the start really well in race 1, and we were leading at Mark 1. But we got onto port with Spain underneath us, and so by the end of the leg, they actually bounced us off, so we had to tack over.
We got problems here. Way off the pace upwind.
So that actually set us up. We had a 4-point buffer on 4th place to get into the final. So we're quite happy about that. There was then the final race to decide who got into the final. There was a real peculiar situation on the start. We hadn't even cleared the starting line, and we had New Zealand and USA at the top of the start. The OCS, because they were over the line, their start penalty cleared when we hadn't even crossed the line. It didn't feel quite right, and I think most people would agree with that. So, the umpire team will have a good look at that. After that, we were just in a vacuum, in very little wind. That was it, race over, unfortunately. We ended up in 5th place. A little bit frustrating, to be honest, after sort of being on a bit of a roll. But we've got a bit of time to work out what those issues were upwind, and bring it on in Dubai, next event.